Welcome back to Surface Unscripted, episode 159. And Brevan, we are talking Champions Cup. It starts this weekend. We're not going to do our predictions just yet. Well, we're going to do a form of predictions, but we're just going to have a little chat about it. I've decided I'm going to take a different approach to supporting my team this time around, right? Because we are just shitting the bed when it comes to the URC. I'm thinking Dobbo is working with the master plan, and that is to win the Champions Cup. So I'm backing the team all the way for the Champions Cup. I'm feeling good. I've got a vibe about this Stormers team. What are we saying, my man?
Yo, what's up? It's Champions Cup where South African teams either go full tilted or decide to play their Z team. There's no in between. So it's going to be interesting because obviously my Bulls take on Saracens away and then they play Northampton Saints at home the following week. So it's like I have no idea what team selection they're going to decide because obviously they haven't played at Loftus for so long, or we can get into that in a bit. And then obviously Stormers playing in PE, correct?
Yeah, for some reason. Kabeja.
Yeah. And then Sharks, obviously, at least they're back in it now after winning the Challenge Cup. And Lions, obviously not, unfortunately, but they're still in the Challenge Cup at least. So, yeah, looking forward to some entertaining rugby.
Yeah. I mean, this is the pinnacle when it comes to franchise rugby.
It is, yeah.
So we're going to run through the pools, and we're going to chat about who we think will get out of each of the pools. And we're going to give our dark horses and obviously our prediction for who's going to be in the final and who's going to win it all. It's so tough, right? Because when you look at the pools and stuff, obviously there's two teams of top 14, two teams of the Prem and two teams of the URC. And then so the teams of the same competition, they don't play each other in the pool. And it's always tough because you don't know who's going to send their strongest team where, right? So Toulouse, they are traveling to Loftus. Will we see DuPont playing outside of Europe? Could we possibly see it? Toulouse is traveling. Sorry, not the Bulls. Toulouse is traveling to the Sharks. Ooh. I'm just saying. That would be
those
so
French clubs. Yeah, but those French clubs, that's why they don't send their stars to these international series in July and stuff, is because they want their clubs to do so well. So
possibly,
let's see. It'll be interesting.
But I spoke about this on my personal channel, and someone told me, like a French guy actually told me, he said they prioritize the top 14, but they don't disregard the Champions Cup that much when you talk about the big teams. So what they try and do is they send their strongest team to secure top spot, right? So they might go and say Sharks, well, depending when they play the Sharks, I'm not too sure on the fixtures just yet, so don't quote me on anything. Yeah. But they'll probably want to send their strongest team to secure that top spot because then you play the weaker teams, right? And then you stand more of a chance. You can rotate a bit. I would love if we got to see a DuPont, Intermark, Tomo Ramos, all these big boys, even a Blaking Horn, for instance, traveling down to Durban and taking on the Sharks, a full-strength Sharks team. Unfortunately, they have to be coached by John Plumtree, which is a big issue. Brevan, something's up with your mic. Technical difficulties, but we're back.
Yeah, great success. We were obviously just talking about these French teams bringing their big names to wherever it may be if they feel like the opposition is a team where they need to kind of regard that game as, an important one. And like you said, they want to finish top. So it'll be interesting to see, if DuPont and them come down to let's say Durbs and play that game, because that's what we want to see. We want to see, these players come travel the world. And I think the South Africans should do the same thing. I think we shouldn't necessarily disregard the whole tournament as a whole. I understand rotation, but like I said, simply with the Bulls, like we play Saracens away and then in the week we play at Loftus against Saints. And my theory is just find a balance. You don't have to go fully weak in one and then completely strong in the other. Find a balance where you get a balance of both, where some might come off the bench for one game and some start the other game. So I think that's what's needed for us.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, right, it is all about the balance. I wouldn't have an issue with teams sending a weakened side, especially in the group stages, right? Because you can still, you still understand that because you still have the URC going, you still have the top 14 going. But when it comes to the playoff times, that's where I won't accept it if the Bulls do what they did last season. It's like, you're going to play that game. You've pushed to get to this position. Use this opportunity, right? This is great exposure. It's great exposure for us, right, as South Africans. Now, I'm not a Bulls supporter. I don't necessarily want to watch the Bulls, but it's also great at the same time to see a South African team performing well. So I want to see the Bulls go to Saints. I want to see the Bulls play against Toulouse. Obviously, I want to see the Stormers do it more, quite a lot more. But you catch my drift, right? So
yeah,
we'll actually go through the pools, right? And obviously, we don't know as much about the top 14 and the Prem than we know about the URC, but we're going to have a little cheeky predictions of who's going to go through for each pool. Let me actually ask you this before we go into that. Who's your 3 questions? Who's your finalists? So your 2. Who's your winner? And who do you think will be your dark horse for the championship?
So I think Toulouse. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I get confused between Toulouse and Toulon sometimes. Which one is DuPont and Kinghorn? And
that's Toulouse. Toulon used to be the big one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. I mix them up, for goodness sake. So I think Toulouse is a definite finalist, in my opinion. And then
also defending champions.
Yeah, and then honestly, I think we get them in the final for a 3rd time in a row. Leinster.
Well, they've lost 3 finals in a row.
But regardless of that, I'm not saying anything about that. I just think they'll get to the final because obviously they've added names like Akia, Geordie Barrett, and the list can go on of the stars that they have. And I low-key think that this is the year they win it. I think Leinster win the Champions Cup this year or next year.
I agree with you in terms of Toulouse being there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I wouldn't be surprised if Toulouse and Leinster find each other in a semi-final.
That's the thing. If they find each other in a semi-final, then obviously that goes out the window. I don't know what the pathway is at the moment,
But I mean, you can put this as my dark horses maybe as well. I've got Toulouse to win it all, by the way. But my finalist, I've actually got the Sharks. I think this is the one where it's like the Sharks, ugly victories all the way. And then all of a sudden, they just, the same as they did against Gloucester. When it comes to the big games, they just say, Plumtree, your tactics out of the window. Let's do some rushy tactics. And they just blast everyone when it comes to those playoff games. They've got the names. They've got the talent. You look at the way that they performed in that final. Was that a Plumtree team? No. Don't tell me that was a Plumtree team. Never. You've got Sia. You've got Eben. You've got all these World Cup winners. I'm not even going to list them. I think this is the tournaments that these guys, they love it. Right? Because especially these boys of us that have played abroad for these years, right? They love it. They understand this competition. I think they'll be ready for it. But obviously, I don't want to use them as my dark horses. I've got 2 other dark horses that's like kind of up there for me. Bath. I like the way that Bath's been playing in the Premiership. I think they're at the top at the moment in the Premiership. Let me check. Yeah, Bath is first in the Premiership. And then for me, one of the big dark horses, they've never made it past the quarters, Glasgow Warriors. Because if they somehow find a way to top the pool and get home games where we know they don't get beat at home, I would not be surprised if we see them in a semi. They are good at home, really good. Franco Smith, it's a good team.
It's actually quite, I think a dark horse, I think you could say it all depends on. I feel like the Sharks won't be the team to put out a weak side. I don't think that they would necessarily do that. I feel like Jake White is the coach that would. So I don't want to say the Bulls because I know what he can do, and he's already caused havoc. I don't know if you saw this week calling Moody that he needs to basically like leave the buffet. I mean that's rough to do that in public.
Yeah, but he did get a bit fat though.
No, yeah, he did, but like there's ways
he's
to
been
handle
a bit of he's been hanging around Garastera camp. Right.
Like there are ways to handle situations, but I'm agreeing with you on the Sharks. I think it's a great shot. I don't see them getting all the way though. I just don't back. If Plumtree does decide that he will because he's the coach and he plays his game. I just don't think the Sharks are good enough, and that's purely on his tactics. I just don't see them being good enough. Like you said, that final against Gloucester was just not Plumtree. It just wasn't the rugby he plays.
Nothing of it felt Plumtree.
That was just the Sharks and Eben and all of those guys just being ready for a final and BMT. Yeah. That's what it was. It was just, I'm going to defend
Plumtree didn't tell Vincent Koch to start kicking 50-22s, right?
Yeah. Bath, the thing with the Prem is, right, it's like they're actually such annoying sides to play against because they can punish you sometimes. Sometimes they just generally or sometimes they just fall onto their backs. But Finn is still the 10 at Bath, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there's a guy who's been at the top level of clubs for a long time. I think Glasgow as well. It's just they came to Loftus and they won a URC final. That is, whether people say, oh, it's South African teams or whatever, that's still not an easy thing to do, to come all the way to Loftus from Scotland and then to win that. It's just, you got to give them their respect. So we now know that they can win any game at any given time. So I think your 3 shouts would be my 3 shouts as well.
It's always the issue when you have the strong teams like a Toulouse and Leinster, the squad depth really gets tested. And I think the Sharks do have some good squad depth. If you look at the likes of their bench and stuff, look at their centers that don't even play center, right? They can rest Lucanio and Andre Esterhuizen and still have choices between Francois Venter, Ethan Hooker, and Jorenzo Julius. That is depth.
Yeah, it is depth.
And if they want to, they can play Jordan Hendricks there as well. I'm just using that as an example. So,
yeah,
with the Stormers, if we don't have Marnie, Damien, or Sasha, right, we just look like we don't do anything. We just look out of our depth. Anyway, let's run through the pools and let's have a little discussion around it all. Okay, Pool 1, we've got Toulouse, defending champions, Union Bordeaux, who's been so good.
Yeah, they low-key such a good team. It's crazy.
They got smacked in the top 14 final by like 40 or 50 points. But then at the start of this season, they beat the strengthened up Toulouse team. Just like revenge randomly.
That's what
Hollywood bet
Sharks
Sharks.
Moved. Yeah.
So it's Toulouse, Bordeaux, Sharks, can you believe it? Exeter Chiefs, Leicester Tigers, and Ulster in that pool. I'm pretty fixed on my 4. That's going through.
Yeah, I think Ulster and Exeter are not exiting that group.
Yeah, Exeter, they are dreadful. 7 from 7 losses from 7 games at the moment in the Prem. That's crazy.
And Ulster as well.
Newcastle Falcons are above them. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I saw Newcastle Falcons won their first game in like 15 attempts or something.
Well, they beat Saracens now for the first time in like 15 years. But they also had another victory over Exeter a few weeks ago. Yeah, can you believe it?
But I heard that Saracens,
like a year and a half.
I heard that Saracens literally just played a weak team because they know that the Bulls are coming, and they thought, obviously Exeter, Newcastle Falcons wouldn't be that easy. So yeah, I'm expecting Bulls to play against the full strength Saracens. But yeah, I think in that group, Exeter and Ulster, I just don't think they stand a chance to exit, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be the two French teams and then the Sharks. I think both French teams beat the Sharks. I don't think the Sharks will really care too much about the group stages, but then after that, they'll wake up.
Yeah.
Let's go to Pool 2. Got Leinster, Claremont, La Rochelle, Bristol Bears, Benetton, and Bath. That is a saucy group.
Okay, so Benetton don't go through.
Yeah, good night. See you later. I've got Leinster. Then I've got Bath to play second. Bristol Bears, because Bath and Bristol Bears are both tied at first for the Gallagher Premiership at the moment, playing some really good rugby. Bernard Jansen van Rensburg. Wow.
That man's mullet is so long.
Yeah, bro. It's worse than mine. Look.
That thing is long. And like, he's still a youngster as well. So
he's 27. I mean, do you reckon
not too young, but still young. Yeah.
Well,
I've seen so many people just say like they should just start introducing him to the Bok camp.
Yeah,
which I don't think that they will do it, but I don't see why not.
Oh, he's been so good. If you look at it, right? Dialende 33, Andre Esterhuizen 30, and Bernard Jansen van Rensburg 27, right? So, but I've got Leinster, Bath, Bristol Bears, who's been playing very well, and then my fourth choice, Benetton's gone. La Rochelle has not been that impressive for me. Let me check. Where are they in the top 14? They're 6th at the moment. Claremont is in 3rd. And I've heard that Claremont's playing well, but they don't necessarily have the squad depth. But I don't rate La Rochelle at the moment. So I'm going Claremont to sneak in that 4th position and La Rochelle to just drop out.
I think it's a coin flip, to be honest, because we've seen like French teams where I feel like their league is so unpredictable, where like they'll be 7th at a stage and they'll find themselves ending like 3rd or something. I feel like it's just one of those leagues where it's like anyone can beat, other than obviously Toulouse and the big boys. But yeah, it's a league where anyone can beat anyone, but obviously they don't play each other in the pool stage. So it's all about who can adapt better to the other league's style, the other team's style, that type of thing. So I think I'm just going to go with La Rochelle purely based on the fact that they've been there a lot of times. That's what I'm going to base it off.
Rugby heritage.
Yeah, rugby heritage. That's the reason. But yeah, I could be wrong.
So you agree with the other three then?
Yeah,
so
I think the other three go
and
through.
Benetton to drop out.
Yeah, Benetton definitely not. There's no ways.
You're being horrible to Benetton, bro. Come on.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Benetton? I don't hate Benetton, but yeah.
Sounds like you hate it. Sounds like it. They have a grudge there.
Well, they're always my bloody bogey team for the Bulls because they always somehow just stay in the game. So got it.
Oh well, they always beat the Stormers somehow. So yeah, fuck you, Benetton, go. Anyway, Pool 3. Saints, Munster, Bulls, Stade Francais, Saracens, and Castres, however you pronounce it. They're the same as Benetton. Gone. See you later. Sayonara. Bye-bye.
So, I'm going to go Saracens, Bulls, Saints, Stade Francais. No, wait.
You got Munster dropping out.
They haven't impressed me, man. They have not impressed me.
I feel it would be unfair to give you that prediction while I had it yesterday. Stade Francais, they are a good top 14 team, but they've started dreadfully. So they need to save their top 14 team. They never send their strongest team to the Champions Cup because they don't care about it. So usually they would be a lot stronger. So I also had Munster falling out and Stade Francais getting into 4th. But I had them dropping out after I saw that they are 12th out of the 14 teams, and they
no.
need to save their top 14 season.
Yeah.
So I've got Munster to place 4th. I've got Saints 3rd. I'm going with the Bulls to top it.
Okay. I just think I don't see us beating Saracens this weekend. I can't see it.
Well, I can see Saracens.
But you do play them. You play them twice. You play them home and away. Or
no, you play them once. Everyone plays everyone once.
So you play 4 games. You only play 4 games.
Yep.
Okay. Well, then there's no chance to slip up. Yeah, I think Saracens wins all their games. Bulls just lose 1 to Saracens, and that's why I'll have them falling out. However, I don't know what team Northampton Saints is bringing to Loftus or to Pretoria. I have no idea.
Exactly.
And it's a big game for me because it's my best mate's team versus mine. And I'm like, if we play a weak team and they play full strength, and I have to sit because I'm going, and I have to sit there and watch my team get battered.
Brevan, I don't think Saints are playing a weak team because who did the Bulls send a weak team to? Saints. And who moaned about it? The English people. So why would Saints do the exact same and send a weak team there? They would say this is how you do it and actually put up a fight.
Yeah. Okay, what I will say is I think top 3 is Saracens, Bulls, and Saints, and then I agree with you. I'll give Munster that 4th position purely because of what this information you're telling me about.
Saints haven't been great though since they've lost.
I know, but they're
still
still
champions. But they're sitting in 8th out of 10.
Yeah, but you got to remember
them is Newcastle Falcons and Exeter. Wow.
Yeah, but you got to remember they've lost Courtney Laws. Without no. Not only that, Mitchell's been out for a while, and then you also got to consider like when they don't have their English players, I feel like their depth is not as great as other teams per se.
Yeah, because then they lose Tommy Freeman, Finn Smith, Ollie Slightholm, Furbank. Yeah, that's a lot to lose.
Yeah, but I think those 3 will top it, and then I'll give it to Munster.
Shootout between Munster and Stadfront.
Literally, it's whoever wins that game, I reckon, between the 2 of them.
Pool 4, Glasgow, Racing 92, Sale Sharks, Stormers, Toulon, Harlequins.
Say that again. Sorry, I heard Stormers.
Okay.
Harlequins.
Glasgow Warriors and Stormers. It's the URC teams.
Okay.
Toulon and Racing 92. That's the French team.
Right.
And then the Prem teams, Sale and Harlequins. This is an exciting group. This is exciting rugby that you could see from.
Where's Sale? How is Sale doing at the moment?
Sale is sitting in 6th, so dead in the middle. Them and Gloucester, 5th and 6th.
I think Harlequins go through. I don't know where. I think Glasgow go through. I don't know where.
Careful, Brevan. Be very
careful. Just you wait. There's also context. Which games are at home, which games are away. But I'm not going to dive that deep.
Let me read
who
you
are the French teams?
Let me read to you where the Stormers are playing, and you can decide whether they go through or not. Okay.
You go for it.
Okay. So the Stormers are playing. Let me just get it. Toulon at home this weekend.
Okay. I think they'll win that.
The Stormers. Okay. We're playing Harlequins at the Stoop.
I think you'll lose that.
Well, they got smacked by Bristol Bears.
Nah.
Harlequins are not that great. They're not that great. Did you see what I scrubbed into Austin Che and Trevor Nyakane?
Yes, I get that, but what did you do with it? Like, I don't even want to banter the Stormers, but like,
we are 2 from 2 there.
You guys are not where you used to be at the moment.
We're playing Sale at home. We'll win that.
Yeah, okay, I'll give it to you. I reckon, yeah.
and then we're playing Racing 92 there, and they are absolutely terrible. I think we beat Racing there. Owen
Where they
Farrell.
lying? Farrell and Daimani.
Farrell, Daimani, Arundel is also there. Racing is in
I
8th
think
at
they
the
beat
moment.
you guys. I think you go 2 for 4. Does that give you enough though?
Okay, well, Racing. Let me rather say it like this: let me see who's going to lose more games. Racing, okay, maybe they beat us. Maybe they beat Harlequins. Okay, this is such a tight group. The Stormers are making it out. The Stormers are making it out. I'm telling you now, the Stormers are making it out.
I think you guys finish 4th. I'll give you 4th.
Watch the Stormers top it. Everyone's doubting the Stormers at the moment.
That's fine. Please, by all means, top the group. I'd love that. But
as I said at the start of the video, I'm embracing that Dobbo has said, listen, we're playing the long game. We're going to deceive the people in the URC and then absolutely come out clutch over here. We're tired of the URC. We've been there. We've done it. We've gone to the final. We've got to quarterfinals. We've won it. It's Champions Cup time now, baby.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
And that's where the Griqua boys actually come in.
Imagine a bunch of Griqua boys go and win the Champions Cup. Wow. Yeah, okay, I'll back the Stormers, and I reckon they'll go through up in 4th, even 3rd, because there's a lot of teams in there that are dangling. I think Glasgow is a guarantee. I think that's one where I can confidently say they'll go through, and I think the other confident one is Harlequins.
Oh no!
I do. I reckon they're good enough.
I've only got Glasgow as guaranteed because the thing is, Sale can play pretty well, or they can stink it out. Harlequins can play well, but they got beat by 50 points with their strongest team against Bristol. Well, Marcus Smith didn't play, and he's obviously a massive part of that team. But still, the other big names played. Joe Mahler's last game, they stunk the place out. They know how to stink the place out properly.
Okay. Well,
yeah. Dryer. It doesn't know when it wants to let go or whatever, right? So,
am I correct in also saying your significant other is a Sale supporter, right?
Yes, but I've got Sale to sneak in at 4th. I don't.
And you guys 3rd. Be realistic. 3rd for you guys or 2nd.
Second. I've got Harlequins to go 3rd. I've got Harlequins to beat out Sale, and Sale to place 4th because Sale now to get a grimy victory, like one of these ugly snort fests. It's like Leicester Tigers. They just know how to stink it out, but actually just get a victory. George Ford with just a couple of drop goals somewhere. Yeah. And then I've got Toulon and Racing to not care about the tournament and fall out.
Yeah. No, I think I'm not gonna let Sale sneak in there. I'm sorry, and I'm gonna go with Racing to be the one to go.
Racing?
I think Racing will go through. Yeah.
Toulon's in 4th in the top 14.
No, but I don't know these things. I'm just going off player quality. Sorry.
I'll never give Owen Farrell that bit of credit.
No. Yeah, I reckon Racing. I'm gonna say Racing to go through.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to switch it now. Harlequins drop out. Toulon goes 3rd. And then
Sale
goes 4th. Yeah. I've got Harlequins to drop out. Because it doesn't even matter where the fixtures are. I just think they drop out. Don't quote them. I have already created a SUPERBRU link for us all to predict the games on. We'll have our video on Friday with the predictions. So please do hit the link in the description to join the predictions. And yeah, have a good day. We appreciate all of you. Please do remember to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.